Welcome back to Trailer Trash Flips. My name is Mac, and I buy things to sell on eBay and try to make a profit. Today is Monday. I've got 13 orders going out from the weekend. I'm going to show you the items that sold. I'm also going to show you the items that I picked up at garage sales and estate sales this weekend. Okay, the first item going out is a figure that I know you can't see, and it's a vintage Romer hand-carved judge/attorney sculpture. And that sold for $23.09. This was one of the two judge and attorney sculptures that I picked up at an estate sale. I ended up picking both of them up for $15, and I just shipped the other one last week. I was surprised that these actually sold as quick as they did. Next are a couple 6.2 liter truck emblems. These sold for $8.39 plus shipping, and they came from the bin store for either 50 cents or $1. Next is a 100 pack of weed and grass trimmer blade replacements for a steel weed trimmer. And those sold for $11.89, and these came from the bin store for I think 50 cents per bag. Next are Cats and Dogs Revenge of Kitty Galore movie figures. Well, a cat and a dog. Burger King 2010. These sold for $6.99 plus shipping, and these came from an estate sale for I think $1. I was looking for my next item and I pulled it, but I guess I forgot to bring it in here. And it's this vintage Mason Cash dog bowl. And that sold for $11.89 plus shipping, and it came from an estate sale for I think $1. The next item is this little drawstring bag. It's a Cadillac Invitational Blue Valuable Pouch Drawstring Bag Velvet. And it sold for $11.96 plus shipping, and it was free from an estate sale. I had already checked out, and on the way to the back door, there was a utility room that I didn't go in. And that was sitting there unpriced. So I brought it up to the lady that owns and runs the estate sale, and I asked her how much would it be, and she said, you can just have it. So like I always say, free is good. The next item is a Canon P23DH 2-color mini desktop 12-digit printing calculator. And it sold for $8.39 plus shipping. And I don't know where I got this at. I know it wasn't a garage sale. It would have been an estate sale probably, and very likely in Fill-A-Bag, but I just don't remember. So I don't know how much I have into it, but I don't really buy these anymore because I find during shipping, a lot of times the print area has gotten messed up on at least 2 occasions. Like something gets out of whack and then there's a return. So I don't buy those anymore. I actually have one that's unlisted sitting behind me that I'm probably never going to list just because I don't like fooling with them anymore and taking potential returns. The next item is an Attacoin Bank, City National Bank, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Now this bank is not in the best shape. It's not terrible. It's functional. There's no keys to it. There's a little bit better look at it. But it sold for $12.59 plus shipping, and it came from an estate sale for only $1. At that estate sale, I picked up a whole bunch of little trinkety type items, and she only wanted $1 a piece. Well, I think $1. Maybe it was $2. I can't remember, but it wasn't more than $2. Because when I comped it, I saw the comps really weren't that strong on it. The next item is a Magic Opener bottle opener, and it sold for $8.39 plus shipping, and it came from an estate sale for either 50 cents or $1. The next item is a lot of LOL Surprise dolls with a good bit of accessories with them. These sold for $11.89 plus shipping. For some reason, I don't know a lot about LOL dolls, but I thought these would go really quick and for more money than what they're going for. But they've been sitting a while, and I really don't even remember where I got these. I'm not sure if it was at a garage sale, estate sale, or what, but I don't remember how much I paid for them, and I just don't remember where they came from. The last item is a pair of Adidas, or as I hear the correct pronunciation is Adidas, Nizza 101 Dalmatians platform shoes. Now these sold for $18.19 plus shipping. My good ex-wife came across a clearance deal on these shoes at an outlet mall. So she picked up, there were 2 or 3 sets of these and 2 or 3 sets of a different style of shoe. And it's another item I thought would do pretty good. I had them listed for considerably more. I mean, not a lot, like maybe $40, because there were some comps of that at the time. I have a hard time selling any shoes, but I really thought that brand new shoes like this would do a little better, but they don't. But thankfully, I think this is the last pair of all those shoes I had bought at that time, because I made a few bucks on them, but not much. I've got a set of Kwikset exterior doorknobs and deadbolts. These sold for $35.99 plus shipping, and they came from an estate sale for $4. And the last item going out today is a Danvier Chill Fast manual hand crank ice cream maker. This sold for $16.79 plus shipping, and it came from a garage sale for $1. Now, with all that done, let me show you the items I picked up this weekend. We went to an estate sale where it was pretty picked over. So the only thing I picked up were these two Coke glasses with the little handles on them. And they were 50 cents each. So I've got $1 into those. And if I'm lucky, I may be able to get about 12 bucks or so for them. From another estate sale, which again was very picked over, I only picked up this one item, which is a York Metalcraft pewter plate. Well, I guess it's really for maybe hanging or something, but it's got either a crawfish or a lobster, probably a lobster, but you know, a lobster can often pass for a crawfish in Louisiana. I didn't find any sold comps on eBay. I did see on Etsy there was one with a crab, just like this with the red and everything, but a crab. Well, actually I saw two, and one was listed for $45 and one was listed for $60. It was half off at this estate sale, so I've only got $2.50 into it, and I thought it was neat enough that I would definitely take a chance on that. From another estate sale, I picked up these two items. This is a Gemmy, G-E-M-M-Y Kung Fu hamster. I don't know if it works, and I did not check the battery compartment because it had a screw in it, but it was $3 and it was half off, so I've only got $1.50 into that. And I saw a sold comp around 20 on it. And this is, let's see, a Santa's Workshop handcrafted something, and for some reason they have the tag cut off, but it's a Santa's Workshop, I guess, brand Mardi Gras Jester Santa Claus. I saw one active for $80. I can't remember if I saw any solds on it or not, but this was marked $25 and it was half off, so I only paid $12.50 for it. And people locally, they really like this type of thing, so I shouldn't have any problem. I may not get $80 for it, but I shouldn't have any problem making some money on it. And I was really surprised that it was still there, because this was the last estate sale that we went to Sunday, and it was around 1 o'clock. So I was really surprised someone hadn't picked it up yet. From a garage sale, I picked up these two books. Now, I didn't see the little price tag on this book that says $29.99 or $29.95 on it. I just saw a box of books and I scanned it, and pre-owned, this book goes for between $24 and $30. This book, I took a picture of it with the eBay lens, and I saw a sold of around $38. Now, before this video, I couldn't remember how much, so I took a picture again with the eBay lens, and I saw something even better. This is the one I saw the other day for $38.25. Then today I saw this one for $95. And the difference is the one for $95 was signed. I didn't even think to look for this at the garage sale, but guess what? It is signed. So hopefully I'll get somewhere close to the $95 for this. And I can't remember if I said earlier, but these books were only $1 a piece. So pretty good pickup there. Now these items right here came from an estate sale, which was an off-site estate sale. I've been to this very estate sale at least one time. I picked up a few items, but the good thing was they were doing $10 fill a bag or 75% off. So me and Kim ended up filling up 2 bags, stuffed to the gills. I don't necessarily think I hit a home run here, but I did find this Lamborghini oil burner or whatever, And there was a sold for around $25. It's a little dirty and needs to be cleaned up, but I've done pretty well with the Lamborghini stuff, so this will definitely more than pay for the whole lot. I don't know anything about this baseball glove. I just kind of picked it up and put it in the bag, but it is a Montgomery Ward's baseball glove. It does have a name written on it in marker, a little bit of staining right there. So this may be junk. I don't really know. I got to do a little more research on it. I threw in this cherry pie recipe plate. This is one of those Royal China by Jeanette plates. And I've never sold the cherry pie one. I've sold a couple of the other recipe ones in the past, but I was just trying to fill up the bags as much as possible, and I put this in there. There were these Magic Cubes, Flash Cubes, and I think they're brand new in the box, but these comp for about 8 or 10 bucks. And there were also these plates, which there were 12 of them, and me and Kim decided to split them. I don't look for these to move very fast at all, but like I said, we've only got $20 total into this, and I only have 10. One of the garage sales that we went to, we didn't buy anything other than this. Now initially, we both were interested in this item, not even for resale, but for ourselves. And I've said a lot of times, I'm a kitchen gadget junkie, so this is right up my alley. Now I was gonna let Kim get it, and they had it marked for $15, and I said, ask them if they'll take 10. And she's really gotten good about trying to negotiate, so I don't know why she didn't want to negotiate on it. But after she decided she was not going to go try to negotiate, I went back out and I offered him 10 for it, and he took it. I didn't even open it at the garage sale, and I was hoping it wasn't all messed up and all the coating was flaking off, and it wasn't. After I got home, I looked at it, and it's in really good shape. Now, comps on this, I think I saw one sold on eBay for $50. But across the internet, it looks like these things were going originally for about $100. And I don't think they make these anymore. But again, I did not buy this for resale. Now, I may change my mind later and sell it, but I really bought it for myself. We went to a family-run estate sale, and I picked up just these two items. One was this little dish, and I don't know if this is a dog dish or what. My Favorite Things by Ursula Dodge Design. Anyway, there was one sold on eBay for $25 plus shipping, and it was only $1. I found this glass cat also, and I saw some comps on eBay saying this was Murano glass. Some of them said it was Murano, others didn't mention it. So I don't know if it is or not, because I don't know how to tell. So if any of you know if this is Murano or how to really tell if it's Murano glass, I'd appreciate you letting me know in the comments. But either way, it was, I think, $2. I ended up paying $3 for both of these items. From another garage sale, I picked up these 3 items. This is a Pineapple Willie's Panama City Beach mug. It is a Whirly. It was only 50 cents, and I figure worst case scenario, I could use this. I didn't even comp this. I just bought it because it was 50 cents, and I thought it was cool. Now, originally, I just had these Keen boots and that little mug, and she told me $2 for the boots and 50 cents for the mug, so it was $2.50. Well, I asked her about these Shoot shoulder pads, and she said, how much do you want to pay? And I was like, well, I always tell everybody, you don't want me to make an offer. She's like, no, I want to get rid of things. So I handed her a $5 bill for the boots and the little mug there, and I said, how about you just keep the $5 and I'll take the shoulder pads? And she said, you got a deal. So $5 for everything here. I don't remember what the comps were on the boots, maybe $40 or something like that. But the comps on these, I saw some that had sold these SI 770s for about $22. At another garage sale we went to, I picked up 2 items, one of which I don't have here. It may still be in Kim's vehicle, but I found these Ed Hardy shoes. And from a quick search, I didn't see this particular design, but I saw very similar designs. And there were comps in the $20-something range. These were only $3, so I didn't look too far into it. I just figured they're in pretty good shape. They don't look like they were hardly worn at all. So I would just go ahead and get those. The other thing that I bought was like some kind of gold Harry Potter figure, which it was $3 also, and comps on it were around $20. Apparently I did not leave the figure in her vehicle. I just found it. It's this golden Harry Potter with wand. and I think it's new in the box. Anyway, it was $3 also. I think the last item that I picked up this weekend was this Bachmann train set. And this was a garage sale. There wasn't a whole lot out there. Me and Kim were both comping some items that she had. And I was pretty much done and I was waiting on her. And as I was walking out, the lady specifically asked us if we were resellers. And I told her yes. And we talked a little bit about eBay. And so we talked for a couple minutes, and then her husband came out and she told him, you know what, I forgot to bring the train set out. So he went and got it, and she was asking me about it. And look, I don't know anything about trains. She was saying this was something they set up once a year around the Christmas tree, and it was a Bachmann train. So I quickly did some comps. I saw all kind of prices, and I don't know if this was really a good buy, a great buy, or what. But she said I could have the whole thing for $20. It has the track, a lot of these cars. There's the engine. It's got some original paperwork with it, instructions. So like I said, I don't know anything about it. It's gonna take some research for me to figure out if this was just an okay buy or something really good. About a year and a half ago, I made a video titled Why I Don't Listen to YouTube Resellers. In that video, I explained that it's not that I don't listen to anything they say, but I want it to be clear that you do need to pick and choose which information you listen to. Because I know that I've gotten some bad advice a few times listening to things that other supposedly much better than me resellers have said. There was one time where a reseller said, I did this one thing and it killed my sales. Well, I decided to not do that thing, and it actually hurt my sales. So you have to be very careful with who you listen to. I know that sometimes I see videos with titles like list less things on eBay, and to me that doesn't really make a lot of sense. And to be honest, I haven't watched those videos, but in my mind, the more items you have listed, the more items that people can potentially buy. The one thing that I want to specifically talk about is end and sell similar. And I've talked about this before, but there is something that I keep hearing over and over, which is why I brought it up again. I think end and sell similar is one of the most powerful tools that as sellers we have on eBay. I know that there are arguments for and against it, and the arguments that I hear against it are that one, it takes your items off of Google, and it does. And the second argument is that items that people have in their carts, they're not going to be in their carts anymore because you ended that item and did another listing with it. If that item is in someone's cart and they haven't bought it in a certain amount of time, I'm just not convinced that they're going to necessarily buy it. But I do think that the boost that you get on eBay far outweighs items sitting in people's carts that they haven't bought yet. The main thing I wanted to talk about with the end and sell similar is that I keep hearing people saying that it can take up to 30 days for your item to reappear on Google for your external searches. And they may be right in that it can take up to 30 days. However, I've been a pretty big proponent of end and selling similar my entire store. Some people do it just with items that are about to end. When I end and sell similar, I do my entire store. And I have checked numerous times to see just how long it takes my listings to reappear on Google. And most listings start reappearing in about 4 to 5 days. And after about a week, they're pretty much all back on Google. Now, other people's experiences may vary, but that has been my experience over and over and over again. And until your new listing appears, you will have a dead listing there. And if someone clicks it, it'll say this item is no longer available. And a determined buyer can still click on your store and potentially see that newly listed item that they were looking for. So you're not necessarily dead in the water. But when I look at my numbers, like my promoted views, my organic views, my external views, after I do a complete store reset, the numbers are through the roof. And there's not very many times that doing that whole store reset, known as the nuclear reset, doesn't really kick my store in the pants. Now, you can't do it every day or every other day. It's just not effective. But I've done it as frequently as about once a week, and almost always I've seen an uptick in sales. Plus, on top of that, it helps move a lot of my older items. So this common belief that it can take up to 30 days for your items to reappear on Google may be true, but it simply has not been the case for me. But if you really want to know for yourself, in 10, 20, or 30 of your listings and keep checking and see how long it takes for them to reappear on Google. Another side benefit is if you're looking for something and you follow an eBay link, we all know that eBay likes to show our competitors' items also. So a potential buyer may still very well end up on your item if they click through to eBay. So don't just take my word for it. Do your own research and do your own testing. But I think you'll see that it just does not take a month or really anywhere close to a month for your items to be re-indexed on Google. So that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. As always, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video.